Okay, there's going to be a tutorial on bike skip start to finish. First things first, be sure to hotkey grub tubs. If you forget, then you'll find out later, and you'll be kicking yourself for having messed that up. Because you don't find out till so much later if you mess it up. Okay, so get about halfway through this plank, do the gradual turn before touching the wall, and that usually clips me up pretty good now. Like, I feel like I get that like 90% of the time. It's worth, maybe we need to develop fallback backup strats, but, or just never fail it. So the goal now is to get Fox behind this. I sort of mess it up. It's very easy to do on the way over, and if you like mess it up, it's more annoying to correct later. What is this camera? Okay, so get Fox behind this wood fence or gate or whatever you call it. Keep him behind it. Get to this corner and just sort of like, that's not good. If he comes out like that, then just go back to the gate. So keep turning until Fox is through this wall. He should be behind this wall too. And then just turn and try and keep him outside of the wall for as long as you can. And then walk on over. Eventually gets forced back in. Nothing you could do there. And this part is sort of obnoxious. Our goal is to get past the entrance to the cannon room. We need to go past that and clip through the wall there. But it has to be past it. If you clip through here, there's a chance you'll fall out of bounds. So, past this door. And unfortunately, this clip, I think I got it there. And that looked really clean. I made it look so easy, but sometimes it does not work so nicely like that. And you end up going, like the camera will do like 180s, and now all of a sudden you're like accidentally walking backwards and it can force you in bounds. So maybe worth practicing, but there is some RNG there where sometimes you need to run against the wall for like a minute before you actually get to clip. That's worst case. Okay, so for this part, I will make a save state to demo a few bad ideas. So bad idea number 1 is just to like walk forward thinking that you can do this. You can't. So don't try. Bad idea 2 is to sort of like, okay, you can come up, walk along this fence, and then you might think like, oh, I'm in the clear, and I guess you are in the clear. I've seen that go dangerously. I'm skeptical of that being consistent. Maybe I had gained enough height. I think the height is crucial. Yeah, okay, that's consistent. Okay, been a while since I've done that one. I remember it being less forgiving, but I think if you gain some height in the wall there, just sort of walk up to the fence, gain height, and you're good. I'll do it a third time, just because I want to be sure that that's actually consistent. Gain height. Height is good. Then sort of turn into the wall. Forward. Yeah, this is great. Okay, save state to demonstrate some bad ideas. Bad idea 1 is again just to like go forward. You won't make it. You'll fall. So you want to turn back inbounds and walk up. I have gotten this room to load before, and I don't know how, but it was only the Sharp Claw and only the Life Force door. I couldn't get the bike to load early. If someone found that, that would be pretty cool. But no. So now, for this part, again, I will demonstrate some bad ideas. So, if you walk too far out, like maybe where Fox is not visible, I think that's a soft block. If you walk to where his ears are out, that's further than I'm comfortable doing, but I think it still works. Okay, that worked, but that was risky, right? So usually I just go to where his ears are out and then turn around. And that'll hit the trigger to load the bike. But at least you saw there's a leeway there, right? So even if you go too far, you're not dead with that strat. And you can see the bike from up here, right? So if you don't see the bike just a little bit there, turn around and try again. Okay, and this part is very forgiving because you can just walk over. It's much nicer on the way back. Then the goal is sort of just to get out of bounds. This part can be a little tricky because it's not intuitive. I'll make a save state to sort of, again, show the pitfalls. So it's tempting to be like, oh no, I'm out of bounds here. Let me turn. And like, sometimes that works. Let me see if I can get get this situation where it doesn't work. I think my setup's actually really good, and it's not demonstrating the failure case very well. The whole point is I'm trying to make is that turning can be dangerous sometimes. Like, okay, let me try this one. Let me try... Okay, so maybe I'm tempted to turn now, and then you fall. So, be trying to, like, just don't turn. Like, walk forward through this, and once Fox's entire body is sort of past the door, you can turn. That seems to be safe for me. I haven't done this enough times to, like, really know if that's actually true, but it seems true for me. And now our goal next is to come up on Tricky over here and feed him. And it's annoying because there's an enemy right there that he will aggro onto. So, ideally, sometimes he's positioned in such a way... I'll save here, again, to demonstrate some things. Sometimes we're lucky, and he's just, like, in a spot where we can feed him without the enemy popping up. That did not happen here. So, ideally, yeah, you'd run over here, spam Y, and then you get the quick feed. Quick feed saves considerable time, because otherwise you have to do what I'm doing now, and walk back, and then sort of do it again. Walk forward. Spam Y, spam Y, spam Y. I could have gotten it there, but I missed it. You saw the marker. So walk back, and you're literally just doing this. You're sort of de-aggroing the enemy. Okay, Tricky's in a much better position now, I think, or he's facing a better way. Oh, this is really bad. This is one of the worst ones I've gotten yet. It's because I missed it, right? You should be spamming Y very quickly, because sometimes you only have, like, a couple frames of opportunity. So, trying to... Oh, no, fuck you, Tricky. Come on, man. Maybe if I creep forward... There might be a setup here where, like, I can creep forward without him aggroing. Here we go, come on, come on. There we go. I hate this part so much. I hope one of you discovers a better setup there, because it's tedious. I don't understand why sometimes he's in the right position to be fed and you can get the quick feed. I don't understand that. So if you can, maybe if you, like, do stay before the Mammoth or something, but even that's not a great strategy, because it just, I don't know, it doesn't work well with the route. Okay, so now for the fun part. Try to avoid the Mammoth if you can. You can see the shadow before you get to him, and if you hit him, then the bike will do the hit animation like dozens of times and slow you down quite a bit. Okay, so brake sort of here before the choke point there. Actually, probably further up. Probably around here is where you want to brake, because this is the furthest Tricky will run. Maybe somewhere around here. Yeah, right there is the furthest. Feed him and turn around the bike to get it facing the right way. Hold shield and then hold A. So shield and A accelerate... pardon me. Accelerates the bike without you warping to it. And then you hold L and then you hold forward. L and forward makes Fox run to the bike, as long as... I don't think there's any condition there. I'll save, but I don't think I'll need it. So now you get Fox forward, shield and accelerate, and then you get the bike as kind of as far as you can, but still within reasonable range of Fox. And again, just L target, hold forward. Pretty straightforward. You may need to, like, strafe a little if, what the fuck? Oh, I was past it. I was already good. Ah, I missed it. Okay, so don't do that. That's embarrassing, because I usually do really well at this part. Okay, so don't walk past the bike and miss that you walked past the bike. Maybe I got too greedy there. And made the bike go too far out of range the first time, so I couldn't really tell what was going on. Okay. So you're just sort of tag teaming these two, where Fox goes forward a bit, bike goes forward a bit, Fox goes forward, bike goes forward. And I guess you saw the dangers of what happens when you get greedy, or if you miss, right? That was a thing. I don't feel like I was getting greedy. It was like I missed that I had walked past the bike and I'd continued to walk, and sometimes that's just due to bad camera angles, and sometimes it's due to sucking at this game. Okay, so again, you can go much further than I did in this run. I sort of walk to the end here. You do have a finite amount of health, so be careful there. Shielding forward. Yeah, I don't know if I can call this a save stateless run now, because up until now, every death has been intentional except that one, so tragic. I'm not happy with the health situation here. Yeah, maybe that needs to be routed in, that you should start the segment with full health, because you'll take a damage every time Fox hits the bike. So you want to be careful not to do that too much. But we're almost to the end. There's like not too much to commentate on here. It's really just this obnoxious tag teaming. I have 2 health, so I have exactly 1. Okay, I have to be very, very careful here then to... Okay, so we're past this final drop. I don't know if you noticed. You can see it by the bike. Final drop means we're very close. In fact, I'm pretty sure I'll save state again to demo this idea. Let me get the bike a little closer. I'm pretty sure just a little bit after final drop, you're safe to just kind of accelerate ahead. Leave Fox behind. Once they're both sort of over that final ledge. Yeah, okay, so I passed it there. It's so hard to see, but you just have to get a feel for that, sadly. I'm sorry that it's not better than it is. I think that's probably going to be the area that can kill the most runs. And you don't want to be too far ahead with Fox there. In fact, Fox should be hanging back by the ledge, honestly, because otherwise you'll just hit the trigger. If Fox goes too far ahead, you're just going to hit the dim trigger. Let me show you where that is to make sure that the hell. You can hit the rocks, very frustrating, but the trigger is around here. So once the bike's past that point, you're fine. Okay, so here I want to demo another failure case. So I'll do my setup without explaining it. And it's going to fail probably. One, because the rock's right there. So I lost speed from the rock probably. I think I got the lag spikes. That was fine. But what I normally like to do is ride into this room. Because if you load this room, you'll get a lag spike when you do this trick. And that lag spike helps with the timing. So load that room. Drive into this corner so that you're alongside it. And just hold brakes. And once you've held brakes for enough time, you don't need to do it again, right? Like I'm not holding brake anymore, but I can still maneuver and I'm not drifting. So then I form this sort of like this triangle shape. What is it, like equilateral? I don't, been a long time. Whatever. This sort of shape here. It's not super accurate, so doesn't matter. Wait for the rock to go by. What I do is I hold A until my staff is lined up with this here, and then I crank to the left, and that'll go out of bounds, and then I hold right. But I'm doing that all fluidly while accelerating. So hold A, left, hold right, and then hold brakes once I make the landing, and that usually gets me in here. If you land and you're like half in bounds, if the like speeder's barely hanging on, that the trick's failed. You're not gonna. There's no. There are backup strats where I believe there's a save trigger up here somewhere. I'll figure out where that is. But your goal would then be to hit that save trigger, not to try and do the Galdon room, because you're not going to make it if your bike is hanging on to this platform. And this part's super easy. You literally just accelerate and then sort of like fly off here. And you can steer a little bit, but you don't need to steer really. And then you hold up to get up from the ledge and press A to warp to the bike. And then you can hit the save trigger. You hit the save trigger on the way out. Okay, so let me back that up. Wait for boulder. Left, right. Brakes. Turn around. hit this pretty much full speed. Steer if you need to. I didn't have to there. Warp to the bike. Now, let me show a pitfall. And you see I'm getting this pretty consistently, so that's not so bad. Pitfall. Let me make a save state. And that would be if you think you're clever and you want to go fast, and so you're going to get up from the ledge and warp as fast as you can. No, tricks are ruined. So don't warp too fast. But otherwise, the motion is very much go off, land the bike, and then you hold forward to get up off the ledge. You can hear Fox, right? And then you press A to warp to the bike. And then you're hitting the, like I said, hitting the save trigger on the way out. That's right there. And we can reload the file, and that's bike skip. Let me get into the game and show where you spawn. It is funny. It does say you've crossed the blizzard, even though you've done no such thing. And there we go. Boss Galdon.